That helps a lot. Congratulations, Chris. What number is that? How are you feeling?
You see the differences in size, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good to see you, bro.
You know, why? We've got to stop destroying these fighters who are lighter weights. Junior's coming down, it's burning him out, and he's going up, which is just, they're destroying his career.
I know Ben's going to be gutted, but I think they've got to run it back.
Chris Eubank Jr. is hospitalized following a vicious bout with Conor Benn. Reports are coming in on his condition and the aftermath of their battle. Meanwhile, during the post-fight conference, Conor Benn was genuinely professional in speaking about Chris Eubank Jr.'s condition. Benn confirmed that he knew that Eubank had broken a jaw in their savage encounter, which eventually required Eubank to be rushed to the hospital for urgent attention. In spite of the wild hype and drama building up towards the bout, Benn asserted there was nothing but respect between the two after. He openly wished Eubank a quick recovery, reminding everyone that at the end of the day, it's all about respect between warriors.
I wish him well. You know, I know he's gone to the hospital. I've heard he's got a broken jaw. So I wish him a speedy recovery. I also want to thank Senior for turning up, because this really is a family affair, and it wouldn't have been what it was without Senior there. Like, there's respect, obviously. We've gone 12 rounds together, but he's Chris, and he could be like he's there. So I like him as much as I possibly can.
Promoter Eddie Hearn also commented on the incident, revealing that he knew Eubank had been rushed to the hospital. Hearn complimented Eubank's heart and fighting spirit to fight on and win, commending the professionalism displayed after the war.
And Eubank deserves a lot of credit. He was in deep waters, and he really had to show a lot of heart, which I know he has. The media said he's got a broken jaw. I don't know if that's the case. I mean, we don't want too many fights like that, if I'm honest. I know you or the fans do. You know, that's what you want.
In the midst of everything, Chris Eubank Sr. was spotted hurrying towards his son right after the bout, looking concerned about his well-being. The legendary one-time world champion set aside other considerations to see how Chris Jr. was doing, a testament to the strong bond between father and son. It was a moment that revealed the emotional aspect of sports, where family prevails over rivalries, wins, or losses.
No media from here. No media. No media from here. No media from here. Let's go first. No media from here.
Given it was only a broken jaw that sent Chris Eubank Jr. to the hospital, many considered it a victory for him in itself. During the build-up to the fight, the big worry wasn't so much the opponent, but the drastic weight cut Eubank Jr. had been required to make. His dad, Chris Eubank Sr., had come out openly against the matchup, concerned about the health implications. In that scenario, coming out of the ruthless fight with merely a jaw wound was regarded as a testament to Eubank Jr.'s resilience and hardiness.
Your licenses should have been revoked a long time ago, okay? And that time that is here. Trying to boil my son down to 157 a few years ago. It would have killed him.
Following the bout, Chris Eubank Sr. appeared on camera and reaffirmed his previous concerns. He again maintained that extreme weight fluctuations, gaining up or cutting down, are detrimental to boxers. He berated promoters for seeking publicity and hefty headlines, suggesting that while it would generate buzz, the actual impact is on the fighters themselves. As Eubank Sr. put it, the physical toll is no empty boast. It's something very real fighters must endure long after the cameras are turned off.
You see the differences in size, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good to see you, bro.
You know, why? We've got to stop destroying these fighters who are lighter weights. Junior's coming down, it's burning him out, and he's going up, which is just, they're destroying his career. Weights have to stay in the same weights, and if that's not done, then boxing is going to become like WWE, and you know, let's not do that to ourselves, huh?
An update later came from Gareth A. Davies, who shed some much-needed light on the condition of Chris Eubank Jr. Davies confirmed that Eubank was fine in the hospital and had not broken his jaw as initially feared. Rather, the hospital trip was merely for a precautionary checkup, part of a new protocol to be followed following big fights. The news soon pacified the boxing fraternity, as earlier fears regarding Eubank's health were laid to rest. It was a comforting update after a night of uncertainty and speculation. stipulations.
Chris is doing well and currently resting. There's no truth to the rumours regarding a broken jaw. As part of his standard post-fight protocol, Chris is at the hospital for precautionary checks to monitor his vitals and ensure everything is in order. They take these measures very seriously, given everything they've experienced in the past. This process is something they now prioritize after every fight.
With Chris Eubank Jr. having been taken to the hospital, talk has not only been about his health, but also a possible rematch. The rematch clause in their contract has soon become the talk of the town in the boxing fraternity. Fans and pundits are discussing whether the feud between Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn will linger on, adding fuel to this already intense drama. It's a circumstance that has the world of boxing in suspense, speculating about what the future holds for both combatants. Eubank Jr.'s trainer commented on the potential for a rematch, putting an end to any discussion of a second bout. He emphasized that instead of focusing on rematches, Eubank should prioritize chasing legacy and pursuing title fights. According to the trainer, winning titles is far more important for Eubank's career than repeating fights with opponents he's already faced. For him, it's about solidifying a place in boxing history, and that means targeting the most prestigious belts rather than revisiting past rivals.
It's hard to say. A lot of fighters chase other fighters because they say, oh, I want this guy, if I beat this guy, I'll be here. I like to chase titles because they don't have no faces on it, only owners. So I like chasing titles because chasing people will put you somewhere. Yeah. Chasing titles will leave you somewhere. Yeah. If you get what I'm saying. Okay. So that's why I like chasing titles, because in 50 years, if you look up something, just go under the title they won and you see their name.
Michael Buffer also appeared opposed to a rematch. Rather than promoting a second fight between Benn and Eubank, Buffer opined that Conor Benn should look elsewhere and engage other top opposition, such as Jaron Boots, Ennis, and others he thought would be more suitable matchups. His position was clear. Instead of repeating old fights, Benn should forge his own path against new foes.
The future for both fighters looks good, without a doubt. Conor at 147, there could be a big fight with Boots. Teofimo might move up. I could see what a great match that would be. They have a similar physicality.
Eddie Hearn, however, expressed his agreement to a rematch, claiming that a second bout would be the proper choice. He feels Conor Benn could quite comfortably rule his own division, and that going up in weight was the best option for him. Hearn believes that in a rematch, Benn would be the winner, and he sees the potential for the fight to be even greater than the first. For Hearn, it is all about riding the excitement and continuing the rivalry between the two.
We got to think about what's right for Conor Benn. You know, we know we've got the second fight. I know that Conor Benn can win world titles at 54, 47. I know obviously Boots is there as well, but Conor beats Barrios every day of the week. Conor Brian Norman's a great fight. Like, we're giving away a lot of advantage up here, but we did it for the size of the fight, for the money, for the legacy, for the fun, for the British public. But, of course, everybody's going to want to see the fight again. And it's even bigger this time. The buyers were out of control tonight, especially when Eubank Senior arrived. They just went...
I've never heard a crowd like it.
But the pay-per-view buyers just went through the roof. I mean, mega. And the second one's even bigger.
Nigel Benn also shared Eddie Hearn's opinion, stating that he is keen on a rematch. It had been an emotional day for Benn, looking at the historic father and son rivalry that their dads had left them with. His son, Conor's loss in the first encounter made the event all the more personal, and Benn was ready to witness a second bout materialize as early as possible. He thought it made no sense to have Conor cut back down to 147 pounds again, preferring to remain at 160 and win the rematch.
I say, just a good fight. Just looking forward to the rematch now.
So the rematch is immediately what you would want to see for Conor?
I think, go for the rematch, yeah. Just, no point in going back down to 147. Stay at 160, get the rematch, win the rematch, and then drop back down to 147.
Adam Smith also added his voice to the call for a rematch, saying the two fighters were meant for each other. He said he wished to see a second fight sooner rather than later, thinking that the rivalry between them could generate even more interest. For Smith, it was obvious that the two had unfinished business, and he could not wait to see the next installment of their drama.
And let's see a rematch. It's got to happen. You know, they're made for each other, a bit like their fathers were.
At another point during the post-fight press conference, Eddie Hearn vented about the situation. He hinted that Chris Eubank Jr. maybe could have tried harder to lose weight, as was initially anticipated. Hearn reiterated that the contract between the two boxers had been signed and sealed, so its conditions, including the rematch stipulation, had to be honored. His remarks re-emphasized the ongoing tension regarding the negotiations on weight and made him increasingly confident that there was still an overwhelming possibility for a second bout.
Yeah, I think maybe Junior should come down a little bit lower rather than Conor Benn coming up 2 weight classes. It was negotiated by the Ring magazine and Settler and Chris Eubank individually, and we negotiated our contract individually. Ben Shalom, Chris Eubank, Maz, whatever his name is, they accepted those terms, right? And that's the art of a contract, and the plan is to abide by those terms.
There may have been debates and controversies over whether the second fight might occur, yet in itself, the event was by general consensus described as a ginormous show. Analysts, supporters, and even celebrities expressed their enthusiasm and positive reactions to the bout, applauding the energy and drama it infused into the world of boxing. The evening provided everything from top-shelf action to dramatic storylines, holding the attention of a much wider audience. For most, despite the controversies, it was a celebration of the sport at its most exciting and unforgettable. Harlem Eubank was also bubbling with excitement following the fight, praising how proud he was of his cousin's performance. He admitted that Chris Eubank Jr. is no longer in his prime years, but still managed to dig deep and get the win when it counted most. For Harlem, it was a moment of celebration, a testament to the heart and grit that runs in their family. His response summed up the emotional aspect of the victory, more than the outcome in the ring.
I think I underestimated how much it would mean to Junior when he walked out, and seeing that clip gave me goosebumps, as did everyone else. With the reaction of the crowd there, it was a special moment, and I was like, wow, this is going to be a special night, and that fight delivered.
Arsenal captain Declan Rice also expressed his opinion regarding the fight, providing his observation as an outsider. He congratulated the fight, describing it as a tremendous and entertaining battle that lived up to the expectations. Rice pointed out the ferocity and prowess both combatants exhibited and noted how, with just how close and competitive the fight was, a rematch was likely. His words mirrored the general feeling of many fans, that the narrative between Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. would not be concluding anytime soon.
It's probably the best fight I've ever been to as a neutral. Too close to call. I probably could have had it as a draw as well. I know Ben's going to be gutted, but I think they've got to run it back.
Even Chris Eubank Sr. provided his emotional response to the bout, obviously proud of his son's efforts. As a proud and emotional father, he commended Chris Eubank Jr.'s grit and determination during the fight. Eubank Sr. pointed out how his son's capacity to withstand difficult moments and yet emerge victorious was an indication of the spirit and resilience their family is famous for. It was a moment of pride for him, watching his son defy the odds and deliver when it counted most.
Yes.
How much of a proud moment is this for you?
Oh, I mean, listen, proud of what? Proud of a performance which was spine-tingling. That is toe-to-toe for 6 rounds. That's all heart. You know, some people call that DNA. I say like this. I thank the Lord.
What a night, what a fight, and what a saga still to continue between Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn. Between hospital scares and rematch negotiations, the drama is far from over. Let us know in the comments. Do you want to watch a rematch? And who would you put money on if they face each other again? If you like this analysis, like this video, subscribe for more boxing news, and ring the bell so you don't miss a second. Appreciate your time. See you in the next one.